Hello, hello, my lovely Leguardians. Man, I just peak that volume bar every time I do that. Talisman, refillable potion, warding totem. We're gonna be playing Ornn in the jungle, and we're gonna try to get things done. Ornn can be a little difficult to work in jungle, but we just have to get used to him as a champion, in my opinion. I feel like they have a stronger late game comp. We have an okay late game comp. So sadly, we will have to press early game, which is even more difficult for Ornn. We're going to be asking for a leash. Good. So hopefully that'll Alright. Should have took the wall hit. Okay. Throw a ward over. Should have took the wall hit. Right. So we are going to look to make some plays happen in the early game. Okay. Right. Now we're gonna go see what we can do with Syndra here. Yeah! Oh, I don't think so, buddy. Yeah, you better back off. Okay. So we're gonna try to influence this lane. Yeah! Oh, that is what you want to see, boys. That is exactly what you want to see. Ornn doing work. Woo! I take it back. He's he's a monster. Alright. So Syndra is playing pretty far back now. Alright. A little risky. We're gonna go back now. All good, my man. Okay, we're gonna get this magical item, and this magical item, and this magical item, and that. Right. Gonna head out in the lane. So, TF might have been able to do something a little better earlier on. I'm thinking we're gonna want our ultimate here for bot lane. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. We're gonna see if we're gonna watch bot lane and see what's going on. Alright. Scoop up some XP up here. Okay. So we did waste our ultimate there, sadly. Rush is gonna be there to save so we're gonna try to influence. No. If you didn't hit the ward Gnar, I wouldn't have been seen. So it's a little pointless to go after Mr. Top Laner because he knows I'm there. Silly, silly boy. So far, so good. Getting the laners ahead. Okay. You gave them sight of me. Woo! Holy! What is going on with this champion? All right. All right. What? Oh. This scuttles! The bane of my existence. Nar might be in some trouble there. Oh, Nar, my man. Okay, so we might be getting the jump on Syndra here. Ah. She's got Coast on though. There we go. Alright, it's a good time to go back. Well, we could, Alright, it's a good time to go back. Alright, we're going back. Finally. Alright, so we're gonna upgrade some of our items. Gonna be getting not Warrior Enchantment. For Hulk. That item and Knight's Vow? I don't know. Knight's Vow is still pretty good. And we'll get this. I like Knight's Vow. Nice. Nice! But that TF is doing work, man. We have really good warding the bot side. That is just crazy right there. So this is what I was talking about when it comes to controlling the map. You're just left with so many more options as to, like, objectives. We're actually gonna go back, get this magical item, and we're gonna hang around this area where Dragon is. And couldn't be simpler, man. Now we're gonna go give Tristana his Knight's Vow. Oh, I want to ignore that. Oh! Wow. Will I get it? Yeah. Get it? Got it? Good. That was pretty cool. Oof. Oh man. 1 in 16. What is going on this game? Ornn is just overpowered. Okay, well, where do I want to do? I was just like that right there. What? I missed it completely. Right. That job done. Ooh, he was just... Whoa! Holy shnikes. Just flash ultimate that stuff. That was just crazy. All right, so we're gonna... We might be getting out. We'll see. We'll see. I think we're just gonna carry, or we're not gonna. We just do better just to push that into the tower. Oh, did I miss him? I guess I did. Alright. Just gonna head back. So my team has really roped and wrangled them this game. Right, so we're gonna get, who is doing some damage on their team? Kog'Maw. Frozen Heart, I guess? Yeah, Frozen Heart. Sounds frosty. They just need to be careful. There's no reason to push that. Or force that, rather. You can try to force a Baron, though. Get some wards. But we're not going to initiate Mr. Yeah, I think time's now. All right, 860 or 680. What am I talking? Right. Ah, it's just going nowhere. Really gotta watch where that thing goes. Oh. That's probably the best play he could have made there. Kudos for him. Oh. That's the game. Hey, alright, alright. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Ornn! Man. Oh man, how did I not see how crazy he is early game? How did I not see that? Okay, we're gonna give this guy some great shot calling, because that flash and that ultimate. Oh, I got an S on Ornn. Hey, 5-0-2. Wow, I love Ornn. Oh my goodness, what was going on? I don't even know what was going on. Woo. But okay, so you don't always want to objectify, or you don't always want to go for early plays. So here's the breakdown. They win late game. That's statistical, like, analysis. Like, all their abilities, their speed ups. Can you just imagine how the game would have turned out if I decided to not push the early game? This game would not have been over so soon, I guarantee you. Because Hecarim, he builds his damage first. And then after he gets his Trinity Force or whatever damage, I think when he gets, well, let's see what he's got. Okay, he goes for the Sheen first, maybe Cinder Hulk first, depending on what does most damage these days and what's most cost effective. But once he's got these items, he's like set to go tanky the rest of the game. Depending on how his team goes, he's gonna build damage first, then tank. Kog'Maw, he builds weak, like in this case, he's building weak items first. He's not going to do a whole lot of damage here. But later on in the game, once he gets some items, he's going to do some damage. In fact, you probably can't even handle the damage that he's going to be dealing out. And he's going to be like a bursty tank. He's going to be able to take some shots, walk away, and deal out a lot of damage. So he's versatile. He can take hits. He can dull out the damage. So their late game comp was frightening. And here's Syndra. Syndra has siege ability. How are we going to defend against the Syndra throwing her balls at us? So an easy play for me, man. Affect the early game. We have a slightly stronger early game. It's not that we have a super strong early game, but we have a slightly stronger. TF is more early to mid, like his strengths lie more early to mid. My champion, it seems, is not too shabby in the early game. With his slows and his knockups and his what was it, the brittle, that was actually so good. And I didn't even realize. That is so awesome. So and then Gnar, he does well in the late game, but I think he does his most damage in the mid game. But he's quite effective at initiating a team fight. So none of our guys were Tristana does scale late game, though. I will say that. Tristana will scale late game. So most of our guys are early to mid. That's where our strengths lie. So I'm saying I have to influence that early game. And wow, I feel like I just cracked like you're fiddling around with some game where you're trying to unlock something. I feel like I unlocked like the hardest, like a pretty hard chest with Ornn, because I was playing him more like farmy early game. I'm gonna do that, but I'm proud. I'm happy for myself because I figured out a couple of good fundamentals. If they've got the late game, I need to be out there in force trying to push for the early to mid so we can do the most damage. Like, because these guys are so powerful late game, they're going to be unstoppable. They're just going to charge in and do lots of damage. So I have to be Johnny on the spot. Now, the other jungler, I think, understood this concept because I saw him go bot lane. I saw that he was active early game. But I guess he just, I'm gonna rewatch this. I'm gonna replay how the enemy jungler handles the early game, whether or not he made the right plays or he did things correctly. Because I would imagine you would know your champ by now, especially if it's someone like Hecarim, where that's fairly standard. Like Ornn is a new champion. People aren't gonna know how to play him exactly. But whoa, oh man, I love this game. I'm so glad. I think this might be my first Ornn upload, but I'm glad it was one like this. Where I'm just like beating people up. Okay. Okay, so itemization wise, there's nothing wrong with their item build. He gets Black Cleaver for the he's going Urgot sort of goes half pinky, so he can take some shots, but then he's gonna take things like Black Cleaver so he can cut through armor, so he can do more damage over time and get some bursty damage out. With all of his abilities, they will stack one on top of another, and he will cause more armor penetration. So that build seems to be the best for him. The Juggernaut type build where you can take some hits, you can use all your abilities in such a fashion that you're just doling out tons of damage. But then afterwards, you're kind of spent. Afterwards, you have to retreat. But you can be like a temporary tank, and then a temporarily like damage dealer too. Kog'Maw is a consistent damage dealer, but he really needs items to get revved up. So you really have to you have to take advantage of the early game. Or you really have to be inclined to. And anyone who's seen a Kog'Maw just stand in one position and annihilate your entire team. That's what that's about. That's what that causing the issue there. And I think that going Ornn in the jungle, their team may not have predicted that I would be so like aggressive in the early game, and I didn't even predict that I would be as not as useful, but as effective. Man, who is anyway? But Ornn can do it, man. I didn't even have to have what is it, that one move, Thunder Lords. I could have went Thunder Lords and tried to secure it even more. All right, so the key thing here was noticing or taking note of the fact that these guys were just late game monsters, but early game, they're early game puppy dogs. Syndra's got her more Economicon to reduce cooldown reduction 20%, and it'll assist with some healing. Anyone does any particular healing on here? Not really. So it's just for really the cooldown. Fine, and solid AP. And it looks like she's getting Haunting Guys. This is actually a good pick on her because she's not doing very good in lane, and she needs some survivability. Haunting Guys is A+ for her. I need to stamp a big A, bam, on Syndra there. A+. Itemization triumph. Thresh got some mobility. He's thinking of making some plays. That's fine. He's not going to be taking too many hits, though. This will give you, cooldown reduction to get as many hooks as you can. I think that's good. Kog'Maw is a champion that is going to be late game orientated. So this is more, I feel like this is more on the offense instead of the defense. On the defense, well, I don't know. I wonder if this is in contradictory of their setup. I'm curious because, like, if you have defense, you can survive to the late game. But if you have offense, you can also push the early game. I don't know. This item could have easily been swapped out for something a little more defensive or ward related. So it could not have been the best pick for him. I mean, for me, I wouldn't have. But they had to be concerned with the early game too because they didn't. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't have picked this item, but he picked it. Maybe he could have made it work, but it didn't seem like it did. Oh ho ho. Or maybe because Kog'Maw doesn't really have too much speed up or ability to get out of a situation. That could be viable. And then he just got standard Hecarim stuff with a Sheen. Whether you get Sheen first or whether you get Cinderhulk first, I think you would get Cinderhulk first now because of the reduction in cost for it. And at the same time, you're tanking, you're doing damage all around you. And the health, wow. Probably I would rush Cinderhulk first. And then you got, yeah, I think that's everybody, yeah. Oh, he got a Banshee's Veil. I don't know if, did he really need a Banshee's? I guess, I don't know. I think that might have been itemization error right there. Like, I know TF is ahead, but, I mean, I guess that's viable with a TF. And his knockup. Okay. But how are you gonna, okay, so TF is doing more damage, and he can lock down targets, so I'll say that's okay. As far as TF is concerned, he hit a damage. He was hitting a pretty high peak, and with Lichbane, oh my goodness, he's gonna do so much burst damage. Like the amount of damage he does, even if he doesn't kill a champion, he's going to hit him down so low that they gotta retreat or something. Redemption, powerful item. He got Talisman of Ascension, which is fine offensively. If you're ahead, it's more relevant to get offensive items rather than if you're behind, it's less relevant to get offensive items. Looks like he upgraded to Molten Edge. And that's if you have an Ornn in a game, and I never did craft anything, but I should try to learn to craft stuff. I don't know. I guess for the fun or something. But if you have Ornn in a game, you can upgrade certain items, and you get this little this red design around the items, which I guess it adds more cost to it, but you're gonna do more damage, something like that. I don't know exactly how to. It must increase the attack damage. I don't think the attack damage is that high. I think it's like plus 20 or plus 80 attack damage, I think. I can't compare it because they don't have one. But so this build is just fine. He's actually one item ahead of the Urgot. Oh, poor Urgot. And I didn't particularly need Knight's Vow because we were so ahead. But you know, even when we're ahead, defensive items for me are just so like, you know, it prevents a lot of debacles. Like there's a lot of times where a team can come back. And if they come back, well, it's going to delay the game, it's going to delay us winning, all that stuff. So it's less wrong to go defensive items, but for impact wise, if I went offensive, it would have been fine. We were in such a position that going offensive would have been fine because I don't think Tristana ever took that much damage or was ever in a position of a lot of danger. So she played pretty well, but you can't rely on your teammates to make the good decisions. You have to push those good decisions. So for me, going defensive is a must because I'm ready for someone going, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Oops. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Ornn in the Jungle, and I will see you guys next time. Hey-o!